Hey everybody, this is Dark Side Elite here, and hold on one second. Yeah, there it is. Release the Snyder Cut. Yes, it seems we may have won. We may have won. We were gonna get what we're gonna get. I am very, very happy. I'm hoping that this is what I'm hearing. Um, if you guys do not know, earlier today, Zack Snyder posted out a couple of days ago. Now, this shows you I have not been on social media at all. I just been playing video games and just watching wrestling. Actually, I just want to stay away from social media. Just, if certain things pop up, I watch it. I'm barely even on YouTube that much anymore, mainly due to the fact of it's just the same things and people just throwing out videos just to have something to do, and I rather do meaningful videos. Okay. But this one might be a little long, it might be short, I don't know. It just feels like how long I want to talk. But earlier today, Zack Snyder did a watch party with Man of Steel and a Q&A. I missed it. I did not even know. Like I said, I have not been on social media, so I did not even know that he did one for Man of Steel. That was one of the movies I really wanted to sit down and listen to him go over what he did. When I heard that he was doing it, I jumped on just a little bit. I said, "Oh my God, another watch party," and I missed it. He was at the part where Clark just discovered the scout ship, and I'm like, no. I got to start over. So if anybody, I might be watching around on YouTube just to see if someone does another block of the whole thing, and I'm hoping that he doesn't have any editing problems like he did the last time. But I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go over Man of Steel with him and listen to all of his details, and I will give you my what I think of it and anything that I feel that he was talking about that I feel is relevant, and what his thought process were. Now, I got a little bit of what he says, but I'm just gonna leave it alone for right now until someone puts up that block. Now he put out about an hour ago that it's happening. So I'm thinking that he probably got the confirmation. Now, everyone, again, it was said about a couple of days ago, around the same time when he dished out the Man of Steel. I guess when he did the Man of Steel, that he was going to do the Man of Steel Q&A, that he was screening his cut to the WB executives. So that came out about a day or two ago. Now, let's be perfectly honest. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. I'm thinking that was already viewed months ago. I'm thinking that this was viewed weeks ago. And here's how I know. Because Zach was extremely quiet. And he can get all of his editing because he finished his filming for Army of the Dead. So he can sit at his house right now and confer with all of his editors, and they all have the movie on their computers and everything. So they can get the editing done from their homes. So it's not like he can't he's not doing anything. I guarantee you he's sitting back, he's going over ideas, he's going over things he probably wants to do, other projects he wants to get done. And I have another suspicion that he's screened that movie with the WB executive. So that means Ann Sarnoff, Walter Hamada, Toby Emmerich, all the executives for AT&T. I'm thinking that our push for this, and also because of the COVID-19 situation, it's really, really making a massive effect. So this virus has been a very bad negative for all of us, and I'm saying all around the world, but it's also been a massive positive for a lot of certain other things. And for us as this movement, it's been a massive positive because think about it. There's no new media. No one's putting out, not many movies are coming out this year. It's all been on hold, on hiatus. And the only thing that's been talked about is this Snyder Cut. Is the Snyder Cut. So I think that they're sitting there thinking, you know what? We got this HBO Max coming out. People are wondering about it. They're wondering what's going on with it. And now we have an opportunity to make a lot of money. Again, I still emphasize that I really, really do wish that they put this on the streaming service, on the DC streaming service. Get people on that streaming service. Even if it's only here in the North American, that's still people watching it. And then on top of that, they can soon open up the international servers and get the international people onto that server. So it just depends on how big they want the DC streaming service. I think that they should keep it around. If If not, then I do think that they should keep it as their database for their comic books and animation. That's what I think they should do for their TV shows or their older stuff, so people can go back and look at the older stuff. But for anything new, it should be either on HBO Max or Warner Media, like the Warner Media things. Now, now again, like I said, this is big news. We should all be very very happy, and I'm gonna say this again. This cut has to blow everyone's expectations. We know this, but it has to blow the casual mind's expectations. This should be a mind-blowing experience. We as fans know that this is gonna blow their minds. We know that it's gonna blow our minds. We've been wanting this. We've been pitching for it. We've been saying a lot about it. Other people have been sitting there negative about it, saying, "No, it's not going to happen. If they were going to do it, they could have done it a long time ago." No, screw them. They don't know. They don't know what's going on. They just want. They want you to be upset at them so they can keep themselves relevant. Screw them. Whatever, move on. That's the thing I'm saying. Move on. There's more important things in life right now than arguing with a keyboard warrior right now. So, but I do have a hinky suspicion that this has to do very, very, very well for the casuals, because I have again, in my honest opinion, my gut feeling is this cut is determinable if Henry Cavill is going to come back as Superman. This is probably the reason. This is the reasoning of why we're hearing more about that. They're making a more focus on Superman again. Because why would they do that? Why would they focus back on Superman out of nowhere when they were talking about they were really pitching an idea of doing a quote unquote a female injunction. They wanted to put Supergirl, Batgirl, Batwoman. They want to do all these female heroes before they do Superman and Batman. So why are they focusing back on Superman again? So it shows that they must have seen this cut and it probably went, oh my God. And they probably looked at, and again, this is my whole headcanon. I think they looked at Toby Emmerich and went, "Are you freaking nuts?" And he sat there just drinking his water, going, "Gulp, gulp." So that's my hypothesis. I think that a lot of them looked at this and went, "Are you kidding me? Fixing this up and this and that. This movie was going to make them a lot of money." Now, granted, Justice League made them about $650 million, which is a freaking travesty. It's a travesty. But I have a feeling that, again, they looked at the hype for this versus the negative publicity and went, wait a minute, if the negative publicity of Batman Superman was that bad for the theatrical cut and the ultimate cut garnered that much of love and got that much success, what don't you think, why do you think that they would not have appreciated what Zack Snyder did for Justice League? That makes absolutely no sense. In logical sense. If you think about it, it makes no sense logically. Business-wise, I understand. But you also got to think of it logically. Logic brings more money into the picture. If you think about it in a much more cold business-like, you're not thinking logically. You're thinking only about the money. And of course, I understand that WB wants to make money. They want to market these characters to make more toys, to make more merchandise, to make merch so they can be able to sell and get this product out there to keep in the minds of the people. I understand that. A lot of us in the movement understand that. However, logic does not stipulate the fact that the theatrical cut of BVS it got people okayed, but other people were like, what some of the movie made no sense at all. It felt butchered. Then they get the ultimate cut and it blew everyone's minds. It blew a lot of people's minds. It changed people's thoughts of what Zack Snyder was doing in BVS. And everybody loved Henry Cavill's Superman. They loved his Superman. They loved Ben Affleck's Batman. They understood why why that version of Batman was doing what he was doing. You have other people who are so focused on he's killing. So what? You're focusing on that? Yeah, that's the purpose of it. It's supposed to make you upset that, wait a minute, this is not Batman. That's the purpose of the story. It's not Batman. It's not the Batman we all know. But Superman garnered him to become the Batman that we all know and love. Now, you're telling me we're going to go from that to Jolly G. Willikers Batman and Superman in the Justice League? That makes absolutely no sense with how dark the story was. It makes absolutely no sense. That's why I felt that the logic made no sense and why WB and AT&T looked at this cut and went, they probably, again, looked at each other and looked at Toby Emmerich and went, wow, what did you guys do to this movie? And they probably did a lot of meetings and video meetings, a lot of talks and such like that to figure out what the heck did they do to this movie, how butchered they messed this movie up, and how screwed up this actually was. So they probably hemmed on this, and they revealed that they did do the screenings, but they probably did the screenings weeks ago, and then they refocused back on Superman. They say, okay, no, we got to get back to Superman. Because regardless of how I'm saying this, and I'm being brutally honest, no matter how you guys say Melissa Benoist is doing good as Supergirl, she looks good as Supergirl, she's a beautiful woman, dude. God dang, she is gorgeous, but she's a terrible Supergirl. They're writing her bad. Terrible. They don't know what to do with her. They're putting so much drama into the fact they're not getting to the character story of the character, and it's ruining the character, because they don't know what to do with the character. So, in my personal opinion, that's why they're going, this makes absolutely no sense. And they're looking at how people are reacting to Birds of Prey. This all girl power movie, and people said this was a crap. This was crap. So people enjoyed it. I had entertainment value of it, but I did not like the movie very well. I liked how Margot Robbie did the character, but they ruined Black Canary. They ruined Huntress. They ruined Black Mask. They ruined Zaz. And there was no Batman. There was no hinkering at any of his other villains. I'm not saying we have to see them. What I'm saying is, where are they? Where is the grandeur universe coming in here? And they're not doing it right. And I think that they're starting to go, this is not working. So they now have to figure out something new that's going to help. Now, we have to look at how Patty Jenkins is doing this Wonder Woman. We can all sit there and say, oh, it's going to do phenomenal. It's going to do this. Patty Jenkins is great. I'm not saying she's going to do terrible. I'm not going to say she's going to do great. What I'm saying is we got to look at the movie as a movie. We cannot look at it as that they're going to do this great job. So we have to be very, very detached from the characters and look at it as a movie. I'm looking at it as a movie, and I'm telling you, I think that Patty Jenkins is going to go kind of cartoony with this. I think she's going to go kind of cartoony with this. I don't want a cartoony. I liked how she did the first Wonder Woman movie. She kept it serious. She kept it a little bit more adult. She made it, had a charm to it that made us endearing to Wonder Woman. I don't want it to be cartoony where it's like, oh my God, I just feel like I'm watching an animated version of Wonder Woman, that she's meant to be a cartoon character. No, I want her to feel real. I want her to feel like a real person. Like we can actually walk and talk and feel with her as a person, not as a two-dimensional character. And that's why I felt the same thing for Aquaman. Aquaman felt real. I could feel Arthur's pain, his struggles, being an outsider, one, being ostracized by his own people, two, and three, the fact that he's now endured with the fact that he is the king of the seven seas. That's a lot of stuff for us to all chew on. I understand how people feel like, oh, the jokes didn't land. That's fine. That's more, director's principle and what he wanted to do for the movie. But as what he wrote for the character, it felt like that's Aquaman. That's Aquaman. Same goes for Superman. Zack understood who Superman was. Oh my God. David Sandberg understood Shazam. He understood Shazam. And he understood Billy Batson. He understood that character. The way it was written. He understood that this is a kid who's alone, has no family, wants to find his family, and he's been given a family. He doesn't want that family. Given these powers, he didn't want these powers. Found out that he could do all this stuff. And he becomes even more of a jerk. He starts to misuse his abilities, and then he starts to imbue himself with his abilities that he needs to now save his new family, and he now realizes that his mother doesn't want him. Mother couldn't take care of him. Now he has a new family, and he has to be happy with that. Those are great things that we need to look at. I'm hoping that we get this type of stuff. I don't want cartoon characters, and I felt that that's what they did in Birds of Prey. I enjoyed what Margot Robbie did, but that didn't feel like Harley. I did not feel the pain and struggles with that version of Harley. I felt that she was just there just to basically rant and rave and do all this radical Deadpool level stuff. That's what she did. She did mostly Deadpool stuff in the whole freaking movie, and I couldn't feel it. I could not feel it. I lost care about the character, and I don't want to. I think Margot's does a really good job in Suicide Squad. I felt the characters. I felt every single one of them, even though I didn't like Will Smith's Deadshot. I don't like Will Smith's Deadshot. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm sorry. It is. It's crap. All right. But again, that's my personal taste. I'm not hoping to expect that you guys are gonna enjoy like my personal taste in things when it comes to certain things in movies. Now, but again, this cut is coming out. I'm very, very happy. This is what we needed. If this movie comes out and it blows everyone's minds, we are going to get more of this, because I think that this is what we needed. This is what we needed. And we got Wonder Woman coming out. It's already done. It was in the post production now. It's supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out earlier this month, but now it's going to come out later. So it's going to come out. We're going to get it. Now they're trying to figure out if they're going to do VOD or they're going to do limited theatrical runs to see if people want to go in, or they want to wait till theaters or put it on the HBO Max. They don't know yet. But I'm hoping that this movie is going to blow everyone's minds. I'm hoping. I do want a lot more of this stuff to come into fruition. I want Ezra Miller's Flash. I'm detached from everything that he did beforehand. I'm detached over that whole video nonsense because I don't agree with it. Hawk doesn't like it. He's like, what the heck is that? That's nothing. That's nothing. He was a bouncer. He'll tell you the stuff he's done as a bouncer. And he knows if a person's going to try to attack a person or not. He knows. So he even said that, the hell, that's nothing. He didn't attack her. That's acting. He knows that. So if you want to believe that, hey, you do you, we do we, we're good to go. But I'm telling you, he did not attack that woman. And I'm hoping that we get a Ray Fisher a Cyborg. He deserves it. He deserves it. I'm just hoping that we finally get the stuff that we were promised. I'm hoping that they're able to mend that fence with Ben, and Ben can come back and do limitations with his Batman, or they're gonna move with another Batman that they feel that can really capture what Ben Affleck was doing, and they can move forward with another Batman. I'm hoping. That's one of the things I'm hoping. And I know people say, no Ben, no Batman. I go, hey, I understand that. But also the main thing is, in Zack Snyder's cut, Batman dies. Batman dies. So you can. So we just have to see. We have to take care of it. All right, sorry about that. That was something that was at my door. If you heard that knock. Okay. So we're gonna get more of this. All of us just have to be patient. We've been very patient for almost over 2 years now for this movie. We could be a little bit more patient. The main thing we need to do is we need to support the cut afterwards. And what I mean is we need to tell people, get the casual audience to realize that if you like at least what Zack Snyder ended this with, where every character was, we can get more of that. It doesn't mean that they have to continue doing this dark story that Zack Snyder did. It doesn't mean that. It just means that we can move with these other characters. I personally think that we need, in my personal opinion, and I said this in a previous video, we need to move kind of away from Bruce Wayne Batman. Let's get Dick Grayson in the suit. Let's get us a younger version of Dick Grayson that has a more cut edge, but he's actually, give us the Nightwing that's in Titans. Give us that version. He's a little bit darker. He's a little bit darker, and he's a little bit more vicious. And it's more on the fact of that the way Bruce trained him. And we move forward with the story that it's basically going to be Red Hood. Red Hood is coming in. He's destroying the legacy of Batman, and you got Dick Grayson as Batman trying to figure out who the heck is behind all this. Guess what? It's freaking Jason Todd. Boom, boom, boom. You got Batman versus him. And you have this big, gigantic fight between these two guys about who Bruce Wayne really was. And you have a bigger argument over the fact of the legacy that Bruce Wayne left behind and what is it going to do for the rest of the universe. So there's a lot of things they could do with these characters, and they can still kind of move forward with what with what Zack Snyder ended with. They could still do the whole thing where Superman and Lois have a kid, and they could show all this stuff stuff. They can move forward with John, or call him Bruce. That's fine. However they want to do it, it is fine. Let's just see what they do. They don't have to end it with his name is Bruce. They can name him John Bruce Kent, Jonathan Bruce Kent. Boom, it's Jonathan Kent. End of story. It's Jonathan Kent. But his middle name is Bruce. They call him Bruce because of the sacrifice Bruce made. And that would be great. That'd be a great way to do this. I'm just hoping that they can get down what they're. I'm hoping that they can look at the whole situation and look at every valuable, and look at every. I'm sorry, not valuable. Variable. That's the word. Variable that can actually build this universe and make it strong. Build a strong foundation, and that's what Zack Snyder did. He built a very strong foundation. People can sit there and say all day, "Oh, he didn't do nothing." I was like, no, yes, he did. He built a way stronger foundation than Marvel. Marvel flip-flopped on all their stories. They contradicted their stories, and they basically erased a lot of their stories. They did. They completely destroyed their story. Where Endgame made absolutely no sense. Endgame made no sense to everything they built. They just threw everything. They just threw stuff to the wall and made it stick, and they just went on with their merry way. I'm sorry, that's what they did. Because I got into an argument with somebody a couple of years ago over the fact of that him saying, over Thanos saying to Tony Stark, "Oh, you and I are cursed with knowledge." I'm like, what knowledge? We know that Tony went to MIT and this and that. What schools did Thanos go to? We knew nothing of Thanos. We didn't know he was a scientist. We knew nothing of anything. He was a farmer for all we knew. We don't know anything of Thanos. Nothing. And he's talking about he was cursed with knowledge. What? That made no sense. And again, the question is, how did he know he wasn't going to die if he put that gauntlet on? We knew Tony died. He died for us. He was absorbing all that energy, and he went boop and did what he did and died. He died. Hulk almost died. His hand got fried to a crisp. How the heck did Thanos not know he wasn't going to die? That was the thing I still say to this day. How did Thanos know everything was going to work the way he wanted to? That's why they didn't build their universe correctly. We did not know anything. Guardians of the Galaxy should not have been about Ronan the Accuser. It should have been Thanos. It should have been Thanos, giving us all this information about Thanos. And they gave us nothing. And you know whose fault that is? Kevin Feige, the Lord and Savior, because he did not build that universe correctly. He did not tie every bow up. He didn't. He left it all there and he just went on to the next movie. It was terrible. Black Panther made no sense. The greatest black superhero movie of all time that's been told by every Negro from here to Timbuktu. It's a terrible movie. Entertaining, yes. Terrible movie. Terrible on structure. So I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to make it too long. Don't want to turn it into a rant. But like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Hit the bell. This is one of the videos I'm going to have out. I was still hearing a lot of the whispers. But when I heard that it's happening, I was getting that on my YouTube, because I still get stuff from YouTube. I said, what? It's happening? Okay, well, I better make a video about this. I know you guys probably want to know my opinion on it. And my last video, I didn't get some of the responses I wanted. But hey, if you guys, again, what do you guys want know what you want me to do? If you want me to do more what if stories, I can do that. But the number one thing is, I said before and I say it again, I do not want to answer questions about one particular superhero. Or a particular superhero's family? Can we move away from that and get to other stuff that's going on? Please, that would be great, because I will not answer them. I'm sorry, I will not answer them. I will actually just let them sit there and I won't answer them, because I'm not gonna delete it, because that will mean that to me that means a negative. I just won't answer it, because I'm telling you right here now, it feels like I'm hitting a wall with what I want with what I'm saying, and the person's not listening to what I'm saying. So I'm not gonna keep answering the same questions over and over and over and over and over again. I think it's time to move on. But if I don't hear anything, then I'm gonna be sporadically doing videos on the stuff I'm hearing about. I won't do any more what ifs. So if you guys want me to do those what if videos or those what if stories, I could definitely get those ready for you. But if I don't hear anything, then that means that you guys don't want to hear it. So, but thank you for listening. And if I hear anything about the Tim Drake situation of Young Justice or Batman stories or anything like that, I will let you guys know. I will, like I said, it'll be sporadic. Okay. But you guys have a great one. And again, it looks like this is happening. Again, you might hear it's going to happen. But the thing is, they could pull it. They could pull it. They could say, hey, you know what? Next year. Okay, so what I'm saying is that until it looks like it's in the works, but I will not believe it until I truly see a date. When I see a date, then I know it's coming out on that date because they can't pull it on that date. The movie's already done. All they gotta do is fix up a few things and get the music in there. That's it. That's it. So they can get this movie out by the end of the year, easy. Hell, earlier than that. So, but thank you for joining me. You guys have a great one. Bye.